Hello, 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 hello. It is Thursday. It is Thursday. How's everybody doing? I'll give you a moment to get in here. And let's see. Look, happy Thursday. I feel like I've been online all week. Literally, I feel like I've been online all week. I've been doing interviews, lives, everything all week. Oh, look, working hard. So listen, I have a special guest. I'm going to bring my guest on. We're going to have a conversation. Let me see. I think I see Kayden right there. Let's see. Click, Kayden, if you're there, go ahead and click the request button. I will bring you on. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. There you go. I see. Sound. I don't know if you all can hear it whenever someone tries to join. I love it. I love it. Hey, Kayden,
Hey,
how you
how are you?
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Happy Thursday to you.
Same to you. Same to you.
You know,
My
I
dog
never
is a
told
paid
you,
actor
huh?
back there.
Oh,
My dog is,
who is the dog? Is that Schnauzer?
yeah, he's a miniature schnauzer.
Oh, I used to have a miniature Schnauzer. What is the Schnauzer's name? You know, I get distracted by dogs. What is this?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
Hey, Brooklyn.
He like,
Brooklyn's like,
oh,
you're not my daddy. Mm-mm. Well, listen, I'm so happy we're having a chance to have a conversation. I know you reached out to me and you wanted to just have a conversation about like what is it like dating you, right? Like your dating experience. Um, and one of the things I was like, sure, let's, talk about it. But I like to be solution focused,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
here to support you, give you some strategies and probably some homework. You're like, what? What? I'm not taking
Right.
classes.
Like, what? Wait a minute.
But I'm a dating
Yeah,
coach. So, that's what I love to do. I like to give people tangible things that they can do to make significant changes and achieve their goals.
yeah.
And I don't do like cookie cutter responses. I know some people are like, hey, write a book, give me like these 5, 10 steps. I'm like, well, it just depends who the
Who
hell
it
you
is,
are
right?
because
Yeah.
it's not going to work if you're like this. It may work. So I really would love to have a genuine conversation
Okay.
about, for people to get to know you, your journey, and like some of the things that come up for you as
Yeah.
you're dating. And
Okay.
I'm here to give you some support.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if people are watching, I want them because your people probably don't know me,
Yeah.
and I don't know if my people know
Right.
you. So, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell people who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm Kayden. I'm 37 years old. I will be 38 in actually 2 weeks and a day. July 5th,
Okay.
cancers. Hey.
Okay.
I am a transgender man. I have two kids that I gave birth to. I am a keynote speaker, a trans educator, advocate, content creator, author, DE&I consultant, and trainer. Um, yeah, I do a lot of
That's a
things.
lot of hats
Yeah,
over there, Kaden.
yeah,
Like you sound like busy.
yeah. Yes, but I'm very good at balancing.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so for Caden's followers who may or may not know who I am, I'm Lamont White. People call me the gay dating coach because I help people find love. I'm also a matchmaker. So, guys will pay me to send them on dates with guys based on their preferences. And I've been doing that for 10 years now.
That
I'm originally
was
from
that long.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's 10 years. Like, did you see the gray right there? You see the gray? You see the
I got
gray
some
right
gray
there.
coming in
It's the
too,
gray.
child.
It's
So
the gray, right? I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but have been living in Atlanta for, well, since 2006. So I've been here for a long time. I do have an undergrad in psychology and a master's in professional counseling. So I was a therapist for a long time and said, you know what? Guys just don't know how to date. So I went back to school to get a certification at the Matchmaking Institute, the same one that Patty Stanger went to, if you know her from the $1 Million Matchmaker, right? So get some education on like how to match people, the science, the business, and I've been doing that ever since. I'm married to that man back
Awesome.
there. I don't know if you can see the picture. We have two nephews that we have been raising for almost 8 or 9 years. They're both in
Oh
college.
wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. So that's who I am.
That's dope.
Yes, yes. So let's get into the conversation. Kind of talk to me a little bit about your dating history. What do you think is unique? You can share as much as you want or as little as
Okay.
you want, right? Because I know we got about over 60 people watching, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but give me a little bit about like your dating history so that I can get an understanding about like your situation, and then I have some more questions.
Sure.
Mhm.
So I started off as a lesbian
Okay.
um, before I
Okay.
transitioned.
Mhm.
Um, I've always been attracted to men,
Mhm.
and but I wasn't comfortable dating men. I've always been attracted to gay men. I think that's
Okay.
important.
Okay.
I am not attracted to hyper masculinity.
Mhm.
As soon as I see somebody type something like math for math, I'm immediately like, nope, 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 nope,
Mhm.
nope.
Mhm.
Not interested. I I just recently came out as pansexual.
Okay.
I thought I was gay for
Mhm.
a long time, as in same gender loving only men.
Mhm.
And I realized that I do have attraction to people
Mhm.
rather
Mhm.
than
Mhm.
just, men.
Mhm. Mhm.
But my primary attraction is to men
Okay.
still.
Okay.
My background in dating has been very, very tumultuous.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
and I am on a very personal healing journey for myself.
Mhm.
And honestly, craving some semblance of a healthy connection with
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
rather than trauma bonding. I have a bad habit of feeling like I need to fix people, and the
Mhm.
more someone shows me that they're unavailable, the more when I feel them stepping back, I step forward, kind of thing. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to get out of that.
Mhm.
um, I also have just dated a lot of emotionally inept and emotionally immature people, and I myself was emotionally
Mhm.
immature.
Mhm.
And so therefore there's been a lot of toxic and abusive
Mhm.
relationships in my
Mhm.
past. Some where I was the antagonist and some where I was the victim.
Mhm.
And so my goal now is to, again, just I'm not interested in hooking up. I'm
Mhm.
not interested in being pen pals with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
interested in intentional um, interactions.
Mhm. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Mhm.
And thank you for just being genuine and honest and also vulnerable, because sometimes people might say, oh, it's just the dating pool, right?
Yeah,
And they have no accountability
yeah,
whatsoever when it comes to like their role in in their relationships. And you've been very honest, about that.
yes.
So that helps a whole bunch. Tell me a little bit about like what's your longest relationship that you can remember, like with someone like officially like, hey, we're committed. Like what's the longest?
I've actually been
Oh,
married before.
okay. Okay.
And we were together from when did we get together? We got together
Mhm.
in 2012. That's
Mhm.
my oldest daughter's other dad.
Okay.
We were together from 2012 to
Okay.
2016 and officially got divorced in 2019.
Okay.
But I count that as together. We were together for about 4 or 5 years
Well, yeah, and married. Yeah.
total.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
And yeah, that was my longest uh,
Mhm.
relationship where, we weren't breaking up, making up, a few months
Mhm.
here
Mhm.
off. It was, we were together
Yeah.
the whole time.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my longest.
Okay. And remind me again, Kayden, what city are you located in?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
You're in Houston. Okay, so Houston, I don't know. I would say it's kind of gay friendly. There are like gay
Very.
areas,
Yeah.
like lesbians, trans people,
Yeah.
more so than like Jackson, Mississippi, or
Right.
like
Yeah.
Alabama. But it's not Atlanta. Like I don't feel like anywhere
No.
Atlanta or
No.
San Francisco. It's
No.
not. But
Right.
they have a thriving community there.
Yes.
And how long have you been in Houston?
Since 2020.
Okay, during the
Yeah,
pandemic, like that's.
we moved here. I moved here maybe 3 months,
Mhm,
September, July, August, September. Yeah, 3 months after I had my youngest child.
mhm.
Um, we're living in Brooklyn, hence the dog's name,
Okay.
New York.
Mhm,
And the pandemic had everybody on top of everybody. And it was like, nope, we got to get up out of here.
mhm,
So yeah,
mhm. Yeah.
relocated in September of 2020.
So were you single when you moved there in 2020? You
No, I moved here with my youngest daughter's other dad.
okay? So that makes sense. Like, so you moved there with someone,
Hmm.
and when did that relationship end?
2021.
21. So a year. Okay. And so it's how long have you been single?
Since 2021.
Okay.
We
Okay.
did. I
So.
will be transparent and say that we were very on and off and off and on and on and off.
Mhm, mhm.
But I mean, for not for long enough for it to matter.
Yeah. Well, you share a child together,
Yes.
so like there's connection, history, pandemic experiences.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes.
So like what if you can think of like three of the major concerns, issues, themes that come up when you think about like your dating experience since 2021 in Houston. Like what are some things that come up like three at least three things.
People aren't intention or not intentional, honest about their intentions.
Mhm.
Um, me being trans, oh, I have so many, but you said three. Um, me being trans, this is still the same one. Me
Mhm.
being trans, a lot of people just want to try
Yes.
me, and they
Yes.
won't be honest about that.
Mhm.
Because am I allowed to cuss?
You can
Because I'm
say
not
whatever
sure.
you want
Okay.
except the N word. Except the
Oh
N
yeah, I'm not
word.
gonna say
Yes. Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If you want to fuck, just tell me you want to fuck, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
decide as
Mhm.
a grown ass man whether or not I want to fuck. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
You don't have
Mhm.
to pretend like where you want to date me
Mhm.
if you just want to fuck me, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Um, or me to fuck you, however you want this
Mhm.
situation to go, you
Mhm.
know. But they won't, and so you know they'll. It'll be like, oh well, I want to get to know you, and but they don't.
Mhm.
They don't. I will say that the men out here. I've lived a lot of places, and the men out here are just so
Mhm.
strange. In the sense of everybody wants to date, but nobody wants to date.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
Nobody wants to intentionally date. Everybody
Mhm.
wants to go with the flow.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm not interested in going with the flow. I'm
Yeah.
grown.
Yeah. I did a video
I'm
that
tired of
said,
that.
yeah, I did a whole video that said, fuck the flow. Like if
Yes,
someone
I
approaches you like
commented on
that,
that video.
like, no, and we doing this or not? And
Exactly,
it
and
doesn't
I
mean you
agreed with that.
getting married, but it's like let's get to know each other.
Exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Another thing is
Hmm.
consistency,
Hmm.
and then the other thing is communication. People
Hmm.
just don't know how to communicate and express themselves, and you know, yeah, yeah, they just don't. It's like people want you to apply pressure,
Hmm.
but because I'm not
Hmm.
afraid to be thirsty.
Hmm.
I'm not afraid. If
Yeah.
I like you,
Hmm.
I'm gonna act like I like you, and I'm
Yeah.
thirsty. I'm parched. I'm
Right. I need to
dehydrated.
be quenched,
Yes, I'm
please.
trying to get quenched, and you're the one that needs to quench me, and I'm
Yes.
going to act like that. But people don't like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or on the flip side, they'll take you for granted and try to use you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes. Okay. So I heard three things and I wrote them down. One is just like honest intentions when they first meet you, also being consistent, and then also is that communication,
yeah,
like clear communication. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I hope you have a little notepad with you because I want to give you some suggestions and kind of probe about some things. So if a guy or anybody approaches you and they're like, yeah, I think I want to try this trans thing out. Like, I just want to, you're cute. I've never done it before. I want to experience it. How would you want them to communicate that with you? Like
Just
what are
like
some of
that.
the words that you would want to hear? What's the tone? Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. Because then my next question is why? Why do you want to try a trans man?
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
any old trans man will do. You just are you just looking to get your trans man kicks off?
Hmm.
Because I'm sure there are plenty out there that will help you
Hmm.
and will be glad to do as such. And you can even pay them, if that's really what you want.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I'm not an item
Okay.
for you to try
Okay.
and put back on the shelf.
Okay.
Um, yeah, let
Okay.
me know up front so I can decide how I
Okay.
want to move. But that's what I want you to say. I'd
Yeah.
rather you be upfront and say, "I just want to try a trans man."
Yeah.
And if it's a sexual kink,
Hmm.
and if I'm a little horny, then maybe I might be like, "Let's go. I'll
Yeah.
help you
Yeah.
out."
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a difference between I want to try a
Mhm.
trans man and I would be interested in dating a trans man, the right
Okay. Okay.
trans man,
Okay.
you know?
So let's try this. I'm gonna role play. I met you at a bar, and I'm just coming up to you, talking to you, and I want you to be like, show me like how you would actually respond with your body language, your tone, the words you use. Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hey,
What's your name?
Kayden.
Okay, then I'm Lamont. I just saw you over there, standing there by yourself. I thought you have gorgeous eyes,
Thank
and I
you.
just wanted to come over and say hello, and say hey to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
oh,
That's what's up.
okay, okay. Listen, I have never, and I've actually seen your Instagram page before. So I was just trying to figure out is that you? Like, I was like, I thought that might be him, and I'm happy to get to see you in person.
Well, yes, that is me. That's
I'm not trying
definitely
to be a
me.
creeper. I'm not trying to be a creeper. I just wanted to say hi. Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, you
no,
know what?
no. It's fine. No, I don't think you're a creep
Well,
at all. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
thank you. I feel good, feel a little good, good. But I've never been with a trans man, and like I've always wanted to try it. Like I don't know how you if this is too direct, but like I'm trying to fuck or smash. Like,
Oh, okay. So I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of trans men there's plenty of trans men all over Houston. You can hop on Jacked or whatever the case may be and see if you can find one. I'm
oh,
sure,
oh, so
there's a lot of people that are looking for that.
so I wouldn't be okay for you and I.
I'm not really interested in like a fuck buddy situation or like a random hookup. That's just not where I'm at right
Oh,
now.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. My bad. I apologize. I
Oh no,
apologize.
you're fine. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Okay. And end scene.
Yes.
Good actors. Good actors. Good
Yes.
actors. I know people who probably just came in and is like, "What is
What
Lamont
the fuck?
talking about?" So what I like about is like you would make someone feel comfortable having
Yeah.
a conversation with you. And the one thing you want to set the environment when someone's flirting with you or trying to talk to you is you want to open them up so that you can get to their true intentions.
Hmm.
If you give the gas face, the rah, 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 like the resting bitch face, as they say,
Yeah.
people aren't going to be as honest as possible with you.
Yeah. No, that's literally how I am
Hmm.
every time
Hmm.
somebody
Hmm.
approaches me or anything of that nature. Like I
Yeah.
try not to be closed off.
Hmm.
Um for that reason, but for other reasons as well.
Okay.
Um so yeah, I try to be as welcoming
Yeah.
as
Okay.
possible.
Okay. How do you get to the true intentions of someone to figure out if they just want sex or if they're really trying to date?
I just ask.
Like what
I just
what would
ask.
you say? What how would you say it?
What are you looking for? What do you if what are you looking for? Are you looking for anything? Like what is it that you're like what's your end goal here? Like what is it that you're trying to, you
Hmm.
know, get to? And
Hmm.
it's usually, oh, no expectations. I'm just going with the flow. And I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not really interested in a flow.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
usually ask back, and I usually
Hmm.
say something along the lines of, I'm looking to intentionally date. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people, when they hear like someone who wants to intentionally date, they may misinterpret what that means, which
They
means
they hear
like they
marriage.
hear marriage, they hear we're exclusive, I can't
Yeah,
talk to anybody
right.
else. So do you, I would suggest adding a, like, hey, I'm looking to intentionally date, which means we are not exclusive. It just
Yeah,
means we're gonna like really try to get to know
to
each
get
other.
to know each other. Yeah,
And you can date somebody else at the same time.
yeah, yeah. Because I will. Because I will. I absolutely will. And
Yeah.
it's not that I haven't been on dates.
Mhm.
I have.
Mhm.
Um, they just and it's not even like they were bad dates. It just there wasn't chemistry with that person or whatever.
How are
You
you
know.
meeting guys? Are people are like, yeah.
Honestly, these days, people usually like approach me on like social media.
Mhm.
I'm on Facebook dating.
Okay.
Um, I don't have any apps as it stands,
Mhm.
and I don't really go out. Um,
Mhm.
Mainly because the in Houston, your only real options are like bars and stuff.
Yeah.
And I am sober
Yeah.
currently and
Yeah.
have been for
Mhm.
over 3 months now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I stay away from bars and things of that nature,
Mhm.
and that's usually where I would meet people before.
Right. Right. Well, look,
So
listen, congratulations on 3 months of sobriety. Like,
thank you,
big step. Big step.
thank you.
What are your concerns about the dating apps? Like Jack, Grinder, Archer, Scruff. I'm like those are dating apps. I'm not saying Sniffies because that's a hookup site, right? I'm talking about like Grinder,
Well,
Jack,
Shaft and
Scruff.
Grinder at this point are just hookup apps.
Hmm.
They're just hookup apps. They're just apps where, uh yeah. I mean, you they don't even say anything. They're not dating apps, they're hookup apps. They don't say anything. It's just straight up dick pic. And you're like, "Oh, well,
Yeah,
hello."
yeah. You're like,
I'm
hello.
literally sitting next to my 3-year-old, but
Yeah.
cool. Like, which is why I don't have
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
apps
Yeah.
currently,
Yeah.
because the assumption is if you're on those apps, you're looking to
Yeah.
hunch, and I'm not, and I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. So I've heard people who use Jack Grinder say the same thing.
Hmm.
Like say like people just want to hook up. There are no pictures. All you see is nudes and all that.
Yeah,
However, I know tons of people,
I have my
including
ex
tons,
on there.
right, right, and tons, even tons of my dating coaching clients who have
Mhm.
met their fiancés and their husbands on it by doing different steps and using it differently. Right. Right? I'm going to tell you what I don't know what you've tried before. Like, have
Okay,
you had like your face picture out there?
I only have my face picture on there.
Okay. And what other types of pictures do you kind of put up there?
That's it.
Okay.
I don't put any thirst trap. I'm fully clothed in every
Uh huh.
picture. I put on my
Hmm.
profile that I'm not looking. I'm not. It literally says I'm not gonna fuck you. Like I'm not gonna fuck you. I'm not gonna fuck you. I'm not here for that.
Uh-huh.
That I'm open to friends and
Hmm.
dates.
Hmm. Hmm.
And unfortunately, just for me, I think that um, because it is Jacked and Grinder, when they see a um trans man on there,
Hmm.
it's immediate, oh, I just watched some trans man porn and I want to do the things.
Hmm.
And so it really I could be dressed as in a hijabi or dressed as a nun, and they still would be sending me dick
Right.
pics and stuff. That's just what it
Right.
is.
Right. So the dick pics are always going to come. No, they're always going to come no matter what you do.
Right.
Right. So one of the things I always suggest people who have like intentionally trying to date using apps do is what you're doing is using current pictures, like your
Mhm.
face, like you would put on your social media or Facebook.
Right.
Like fill the entire profile out, like the whole description. And instead of putting what you're not looking for, which kind of rubs people the wrong way, I would say put what you're looking for. Like you
Okay.
noted, looking to date, looking for friends, looking for people who, right, like men, women who are ambitious, caring, open-minded, right? And
Mhm.
then say some things about yourself. Like give them some content. Like, hey, I'm a father to two children. I have I don't know how old Brooklyn is back there, but I have a
He's four.
miniature schnauzer named Brooklyn. Like I'm into advocacy, right? You give them content to ask you questions,
I mean,
right?
I do put those things
Mhm.
and then I delete them because okay. I mean, but I'll take your advice
Yeah.
and try it again. I mean, I'm not closed off.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not closed off. It's just, I feel like dating is so traumatizing these days,
Hmm.
that like, oh, a lot of people are just they it's easier to just not date
Yeah. Yeah.
because we're all traumatized at this
Yeah.
point.
'Cause-
And especially if you're a black gay man, you're probably traumatized. So it's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
like they don't care about the bio, they care about the pictures. They see the pictures, they see trans man. But I mean, I guess there might be some people that might look.
So
I read bios.
the 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 difference is I want you to do the picking. If someone sends you random stuff you don't like, delete, block.
Right.
But like
Okay.
spend time and like go through different profiles. And I know the apps are usually location based.
Hmm.
So like maybe go to a coffee shop, maybe go downtown, go to different areas so you can see different people that you might like. And then those are the people that you send messages to.
Okay. Okay.
But you're still gonna get the creepy people. So I'm not. You still gonna get that. You just delete and block.
Okay.
Yeah, but look, if you pick the people, it's a higher likelihood that you'll go on dates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
instead of letting
that is
everything come at you.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
I usually just wait for people to hit me up, honestly.
Hmm.
It's very rare for me to hit somebody else up.
Wh-
Like extremely rare.
Why is that?
Uh, um on the one of those apps,
Mhm.
just because I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't really have like a science behind it. It's usually just on there until somebody hits me up, and then I'll check it and decide if I want to respond or not. But it's very rare for me to go through and actually
Mhm.
look to see if there's someone there that I would even be
Yeah,
interested in.
yeah,
Honestly, I'm being
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, if you try it for like 2 to 4 weeks, you will go on dates if you are picking the people on there.
Okay.
I know it sounds weird, it's awkward, it's putting yourself out there even more because
Yeah.
they're like, wait a minute, I saw Kayden on Instagram and he's sending
Yeah.
me a message.
Yeah. Yeah. I get and that I think that might be the reason why I don't,
Mhm.
because I don't know. Like I think me having a platform or whatever um makes it harder for me to date, on
Yeah.
top of me being
Mhm.
trans, on top of me having
Mhm.
kids,
Yeah.
on top of me not being hyper
Mhm.
masculine and all that. I think it just, there's different things that I'm like, you know what, if somebody wants me, they'll hit me up. But I guess I could,
Yeah. Yeah, because
yeah.
it's and I work with pastors who are the same way. They're like, they don't want to use dating apps because, or people who have large platforms are like, then people are going to see that I'm on these apps and I'm looking for love.
Right.
And then my question is, what's wrong with people knowing that you are seeking love?
Listen, these people on these social webs will use anything to troll you. Honestly, will
Yeah.
use anything to try to shame
Mhm.
you, and call you thirsty and do all types of weird things. They'll make
Yeah.
fake
Hmm.
profiles and
Hmm.
catfish you
Hmm.
and try to embarrass. It's just a lot,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And now they have the screenshots, and you out here trying to
Hmm.
save your name and all this other stuff. It's just a
Hmm.
lot, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel like worth the annoyance, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Which is why I say I think it's important for you to do the picking.
Yeah,
So that will reduce like scammers or
yeah,
trollers or people who are just trying to get next to
yeah,
you, right? And
yeah,
so that's part of the second thing you talked about is like consistency.
yeah,
And I know people may try to just want to see what Kayden's life is like.
yeah.
Like, I guess want to go on a date with you just to be like, oh, I went on a date with Kayden, so I go tell my friends about it, right?
Yeah,
So it is going to be harder for you to screen people out. So I would suggest, if you're not already doing this, is to have a phone call with a person or a video chat before you do an
yeah,
in-person date,
yeah, definitely.
before you invest your time, effort, and be like, just like, hey, like, get to know the person a little bit, and say like, hey, what was your initial reaction to me or interest?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the other thing, because people will definitely hit me up trying to build their profile, build it, and I'm like, girl, I'm not.
Like, I'm not giving you
That's not
content.
this. Yeah, no, like that's not
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, yeah,
So I definitely, I mean, I
yeah,
like that idea. I
yeah,
definitely will try.
yeah. I would even suggest that you get a Google number, like
Yeah,
not your regular telephone number, but a Google number, so that people don't have as much access to you. And that
hmm,
way, if the date goes left, they don't have your telephone number.
right.
I, I,
True.
I gave this man my number years ago. He would not stop calling. He would find different numbers, call and call. And I was just like, I'm not changing my number, but I wish
Right.
I had a Google number back then. Yeah.
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 True.
Somebody said they have one in the
Yeah.
comment section. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good for dating. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get one.
Yeah. And then the third thing you talked about is like communication. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what about communication, like, have you experienced that didn't go the right way?
Um, People just not communicating.
Hmm.
Like it's like, oh yeah, I'm interested in you, and then it's like, oh, I'm just so busy. I had so much going
Hmm.
on, and I'm like, nigga, I'm sorry. I'm gonna post that on the record.
It's like
Dude, I literally have kids
yeah.
and so much to do.
Hmm.
You're going to make time for what you want to
Hmm.
make time for. And instead of communicating and saying, like, hey, I'm dating other people.
Hmm.
So or not even I'm dating other people. I have someone that I'm interested in. So
Hmm.
if I'm not really communicating, that's why,
Hmm.
or hey, I'm afraid of dating and because I'm traumatized as hell,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
whatever. Like people just have a problem either with communicating as in reaching out,
Hmm.
or communicating as in like letting people know where they stand,
Hmm.
kind of thing.
Hmm. Yeah. So I hear two things. One is that they're not being honest,
Yeah,
and then two, they don't have the capacity to actually communicate because of
exactly.
whatever reason.
Yeah,
And so, if it's a capacity thing, it's real easy to fix. It is. It's really like, oh look, no worries. You know what? I like guys who like are going to date me and try to get to know each other. That we call each other at least maybe once or twice a week. You
hmm,
ain't got to blow my phone up every day.
right.
Like, but I like some type of communication, or some type of interaction. I like guys to be honest with me. So if they're dating other people, I'm okay with that. I don't need to know their number. If you want to tell me about it, it's fine. But I don't need to know
I
about
don't
it.
need to know that, right?
Right, right. So you put that out there,
Hmm.
and you just let that shit sit right there.
The problem
Mhm.
is that once I feel like I'm in competition,
Mhm.
I get into go mode. I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, so you want to play? Let's
Mhm.
play. And I need to get out of that, because again, when I see that you're not available in that
Mhm.
way, I want to make you available.
Hmm. So when you say, so do you want to motivate the person, or do you want to be like, I'm challenging you? Because that's two different things.
I guess the question is, what do you mean by motivate the person, and what do you mean by challenge them?
Right, right. So motivating means like there's something the guy might be like, you're cool, but I don't know what else it is. Like they're looking for a spark.
Yeah,
So you're like, maybe I'm coming across too intense.
right.
So let me change the atmosphere a little bit to be a little more flirty, to be a little more inspirational, right? And then he sees you in a different way. That's the
I
motivation.
I might be a little too intense. I'm very direct.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
anybody who follows me knows that I'm a very direct person. And that is not a facade that I put
Yeah.
on for social media. I'm very direct, and I'm not really trying to sift through the bullshit with you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not willing
yeah,
to do all that.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
get really straight to the
yeah.
point. Like, and if I like you like that, I'm giving very much like, so if you're not communicating with me, how I'm supposed to make you my man? Like, what are we doing here?
Right, right, right.
Which maybe is a bit too much, but I feel like the person that's for me is gonna be like, you know what, you fucking
Yeah.
right.
But the thing about it is, and I know people who do exactly what you say. Like they're very direct, and people feel intensity.
Yeah,
Can you ever go to a job interview and you feel
yeah,
intense, start sweating
yeah,
and all that type of stuff?
yeah,
That's not sexy.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not sexy. You want him to be wet down there, not right here.
Okay, heard you. So I need to like,
Whatever you can do to change the atmosphere and
okay,
spark him, that's motivation. That's why I tell you about motivation.
yeah,
Then he's gonna be like, oh, I want Kayden to call. I'm gonna call Kayden. Like they told me the funniest joke ever.
yeah.
Like rub my feet or like did this like that. You're like I ain't rubbing no feet.
There ain't
Rub,
rubbing no feet, honey.
rub the man's feet, okay?
If
Like
I rub your feet, I love you. Like we in love. We go together.
give him
Like
run his bath water or
yeah,
something, right? So,
yeah,
but like the person is gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to see you,
yeah, yeah. Sure.
right? The challenging of the person is like you're saying, like, oh, I'm gonna call you out on your shit,
Mhm.
like you're not that busy.
Right.
Then, yeah, of course they're gonna back down. Of course they're gonna fall off. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely me.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
definitely me. Like ain't nobody that damn busy.
yeah. I agree. You know how many jobs I have. No one is that busy.
Right. But
No
exactly.
one is that busy.
Right.
No, no. You could be on the toilet and send me a text and say hello.
Hello. Exactly.
Yes, yes.
Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I would love for you to try those two things. Like if you go
Okay.
on a date, like see what like take a breath, see like what atmosphere or environment that you feel like you're setting.
Hmm.
How is he responding to you? How is she responding to you? Like just
How are they responding to
how
you?
are
You
they
get me both
responding? Right,
the they
right.
thems.
He, him, they, them, everybody. Right? Because
Right.
location's down for everybody. Okay, everybody can get a chance. So, but see how that is. But that takes a muscle. It takes a skill, a practice,
Yeah.
um, and just be taking a moment to breathe and trying something. Yeah,
Okay.
and then also, I know you like Lamont, whatever, but try the apps in a different way. But you picking people and moving around your city so you can pick more. Because if you can stay at home, you can see the same people in the same
Baby,
area.
I'm a Cancer. I love being at home, and that's the problem. That's another problem.
You, you can't find love sitting at home unless you get a matchmaker or you are on those apps and paying for long distance, like more space. Yeah.
I might have to pay for a matchmaker because that just seems like so much work. Just
Oh,
go
dating
outside.
is work. It's a part-time job.
And I think maybe that's another part of my problem is that I don't. I'm so used to people just falling in my lap and just trauma bonding, and we're in love for a few months, and then we're not anymore.
The healthy relationship is something that you work at and you are always fucking working at it. I've been
Mhm.
married 4 years with my husband for 10 years, known him since I was 25. And every day it's work. Every day it is work. It is not like, oh, everything's so easy. Sometimes I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you will that never will go away. But the reward of the good times, the experiences, the love that you deserve and will experience,
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Worth it.
okay, like I'm okay with that. You get on my nerves, but come on, babe, let me give you a hug.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I think that one of the biggest takeaways I'm getting from you is that I need to get rid of the shame that is connected with actively looking for love. Like even saying it, I feel all fucking weird in here because I'm like blushing because I'm like, ew, like I have to go look. What do you mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because you know that our worth is, I guess, contingent on how many people are throwing themselves at us,
Hmm.
and so if we have to do the throwing, it's
Yeah.
given. Am I thirsty? Am I desperate? And don't nobody want to seem desperate, but I'm also 38
Yeah.
and I'm not getting no younger.
So being thirsty, desiring love, and actively looking and searching for love
Mhm.
is a wonderful thing. There is no shame attached to it. It is what people have taught us. That they taught us that like if you be because you're being vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And particularly for more masculine presenting men, the shit that they teach us is that you cannot be vulnerable. That is like the worst thing in the world that you can do because what you are now you're weak.
Yeah.
But some of the most vulnerable things and conversations I've had with my husband.
Mhm.
It's a safe space. So if you get to practice being more vulnerable, it's more attractive. It's it's sexy because they see the authentic self. And then you are mirroring so they can say, you know what? If Kayden can be vulnerable, then so can I. Let me open up more. Let me take this mask off and share
Yeah.
more. But if you
Yeah.
both are so hard, how do you get to each other?
You don't. And that's my problem. And that's my problem because I'm closed off, they're closed off, we're closed off. You're like, oop, no spark. Let's move on to the next one. And vulnerability sounds scary. It really
Yeah.
does. It,
Yeah.
it sounds scary.
Mhm.
I'm able to be vulnerable in a lot of aspects of my life, but when it comes to dating and love, no.
Mm. Mm.
It's very
Yeah.
difficult, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. I
Yeah.
get it. And
Yeah.
even like the
Yeah.
mirroring, I never considered that. I never thought
Yeah.
about that.
You will see a person's whole energy and vibe change right before you.
Yeah.
If you just do a little something different, they'll probably take a breath and you'll be like, damn, I'm good. Yeah, that's the place we got to get you to. But it takes
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
It takes practice. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually like a little excited now. I'm about to, if you make me download Jacket, I'm but I'm going to try. I am
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
try. Before we
Mhm.
end, here's my question to you.
Uh-huh.
Since you seem to be all knowing, how okay, say for example, I do
Mhm.
match with somebody
Mhm.
on one of
Mhm.
these apps.
Mhm.
What do you
Mhm.
say? Because all I got is what's up? How are you?
Oh,
Hey,
thank you,
hey, how
thank
are
you,
you?
thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm not all knowing, but I know a lot.
Yeah.
As a, I'm sorry, I have allergies.
Yeah, no,
It's
I trust
killing
me.
me.
You hear me over here like
Yeah, yeah.
I get it.
So yeah, I hate it. I hate it when guys are like, "Sup, yo,
Yeah.
what's up? How's your day going? Hey, sexy. Hey, stud."
Yeah.
None of that. You should look at some content on their profile. Hey, I see that you like glasses. I love those glasses. Where'd you get them from?
Yeah. Okay.
You are taking the effort to actually look at their
Yeah.
profile and
Mm-hmm.
give them a compliment. Oh, it's a little fancy. You give them a
Yeah.
compliment, and they're gonna say, "Oh, you actually took the time to look at my profile,"
Yeah.
and it sets you aside from other people
Okay.
who are saying "sup, yo," dick pictures, and all that other stuff.
Or being telling them how handsome they are, which
Yeah,
is I
no,
try to
no,
stay away from that, but then my mind goes blank and I'll never know what to say. But hey,
yeah,
how are you?
yeah.
I'm Kayden.
Compliment question.
Okay.
Compliment question. If
Okay.
they are interested, they are going to respond.
Yeah.
If they're not, they're going to say thank you or they're going to block you. And that's okay. That's what you want.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
exactly what you
True.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
rejection hurts though. Like, oh, it's nothing worse than going back to check and
Yes.
you've been blocked. You're like, oh shit. Like, damn, what'd I do?
I struggle with that because I will tell you before I met my husband, I would
Mhm.
go on dates and guys would reject me, like block or too busy, whatever, or directly say to me, "You too short," and I'm like,
A short kings.
I'm just like, I can't change my height.
Right.
This is the size of my head. I talk
Hello?
loud. Like, these are things about me
Yes.
that I embrace. And I'm just like, it's okay that you are not, it's okay that you're not okay with this because I want the person that I fall in love with to be
To be
okay with this.
okay with that. That is true. Come on.
I,
Come.
I
I'm
don't
glad I
want to
did
be
this.
with somebody who's not okay
With
with this and is just like entertaining
dealing
me,
with
using
it.
me,
Yeah.
sucking my energy. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a way to look at it. I didn't
Yeah,
consider that.
yeah.
You're right.
You'd be like, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for blocking me.
Yeah.
You didn't save me 3 months of
Right.
headaches, and
Of
probably some
stress.
money.
A lot of money. Hello? Because dating is expensive too.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yeah,
Okay. No, I like that. I guess I needed to hear that. No, I really
yeah,
appreciate this because this is helpful and
yes.
I'm really about to implement this stuff. And then I'm gonna check in with you.
Please, please,
I'm gonna
please.
check in with you.
Listen, I did the same thing with somebody about 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and he DM'd me. He's like, Lamont, I did what you told me to do, and I went on a date.
Okay. Well, let's see how this goes
And
from there.
he
I'm excited.
is probably, he does not fit into the norm of what everyone finds attractive.
Right. Okay.
Which is why you have to do the picking, Kayden. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep saying it. You have to
Okay.
do the picking.
Okay. I'm gonna do some picking. When I get off of here, I'm not playing. I'm about to get on, unless somebody shoots their shot from in here. Hello. Um,
Your DMs might be getting flooded. We'll see.
I
We'll
hope
see. We'll
so.
see.
Like, let's manifest. But either way, I'm gonna download and even the dreaded Jack, I'm gonna download it.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
getting on Grindr. There's too many people from the caucus on there. And I like my men melanated. But I'm gonna get on there and do some picking
Okay.
and see.
Okay. Okay. Well, good. I'm happy we had this
Yeah,
conversation. How was
me
this for
too.
you?
It was amazing. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't even know I needed this.
Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking when I was like, hey, let's connect. But I didn't. This was great. This was actually great. Like
Good. Good.
amazing.
Good. Good. Yes. Well, I'm excited to see the progress. Thank you for trusting me, and keep me posted.
I will. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
See you, Kaden.
See ya.
Bye bye.